Hey everybody, thanks for watching. And just a quick reminder that Zodiac Body is now available, as well as these other videos. This is the last day you can get Zodiac Body for $8.99. Make sure you guys take advantage. Also, I've been seeing you guys having a lot of trouble for Never Pay Again members. It's been trouble for you guys figuring out where to go to see new videos. So for Never Pay Again members, understand you got to log in, go to Conscious Courses. Then scroll down and click on Enter Here next to the Never Pay Again DVD. You can click on the DVD or you can click on Enter Here. And you'll see there's a password over top of the video play button. Just hit the play button, copy and paste the password in, and boom, you're right there with the videos on Vimeo. Now, not all the videos are there, of course. Some of the videos are in the video library. The reason why it's done like that is because there's different levels of membership, and some people have membership to where they can only see the older videos. So Never Pay Again, you'll have access to both. All the new videos are in here. Older videos are in video library. Now, for the new people who have been emailing me about YouTube videos, also you got to understand there's a lot of YouTube videos, and I know you guys have trouble finding which ones to look at. And I know that's what this video is basically about, understanding, where we're coming from, but where to begin. A lot of people want to know, where do I start? And I always tell people That's Game, the Bible and Christianity Finally Explained is a good video to start. But you can also watch my YouTube videos. The older videos is on Vimeo. So if you go to, first of all, make sure you sign up and register for Merkabah Academy. It's free to sign up and register. It's free to go on there and, and socialize. So if you go to Conscious Courses and go to YouTube, the YouTube section, you'll see it's a section where you can choose different topics. So what I did was I broke down all the videos into different topics. So if you want to talk about religion or, Black issues, the Black community, or political issues, is in different sections here. Esoteric videos, consciousness videos, different sections. So you go here, you click on it, it'll take you to different videos. You can see the sections. And yeah, this is where you can go to where it's broken up, and it'll take you to Vimeo as well. And you can look at these videos, or you can search through YouTube, either way. So this stuff, everybody, just make sure, no matter who you are, if you're on YouTube, if you watch and subscribe to the videos, just make sure you go and register for Merkabah Academy. It's free. There is a paid version. There are memberships. But it's still free for you guys to go on there. And it's a lot of cool stuff, cool people on there for you guys to go. And as I said, YouTube, they're not going to let us do this forever. So we're going to need a platform like this to get our information out. So make sure you guys go and check on it. Also, make sure, because the app will be out in about a week or less. The iOS app will be out. That will be the end for Never Pay Again memberships. I might stretch it out through March. Not sure. So check your emails. Everybody check your email. Check your spam. You were sent an offer for Never Pay Again membership. You were sent an email. If you are a subscriber, check your email. Also, make sure that you guys, again, are registered so you can check and see updates that is on the site, that's coming to the site. So have live stream scheduled once the app release. So make sure you guys, I will do a video when the app is out. You can download the app. It won't be in the iOS store, Apple store yet until they approve it. But in the meantime, I will make sure all you guys have the app. DVDs. There's no more DVDs. None of the new videos will be coming out on DVDs, but the old videos are still there for now. So they'll be up there for probably another month, and then that will be the end of it. So if you don't have any, or if you want any of the older DVDs before Whitewashed, because I think Whitewashed was the last one, then you can go and still get them from the site. But after that, that will be the end of it, because nobody's buying DVDs anymore. A lot of people are, smart and able to take the digital downloads and convert them to DVD if you want to. We want to go through all that, but it's not really going to be viable unless you're storing them for later, something like that. But digital, it's fine. Get an external hard drive, password protected, whatever you need to do. And that's usually good enough. But let's get into this video. So as I said, a lot of new people coming into consciousness, coming into this information. And I talked about this in a previous video about new people just understanding where we're coming from and what we're talking about, because we understand, we know where you guys are coming from. And I like seeing people in the comment section answering questions and helping people out instead of arguing and debating back and forth just to say that you're smarter or know more than a person. And that's what a lot of people do. People come here just to, they trolls, they stroke their ego. They want to say that they're smarter than a person. Or, usually when somebody understands something that somebody is really into, they like to ridicule these people and put them down and make them feel some type of way. But it's easier for you to, help a person out than to, put them down. It's a lot easier if you have the information to just teach rather than, put somebody down. So what you need to know is, we've arrived at our position as conscious people, not based on some type of misteaching from somebody, but because we did actual research. It's not about us being defiant or being evil and, having demons. And that's why we're not following the Bible. It's because we did the actual research and we understand real history. And this is why we chose this path. So you haven't looked. You went to church, you were told something, and you see how the belief system is throughout the world where, religion is a big deal and it's backed by so much. And they built churches, and people will say to themselves, why would they build churches? And you got televangelists and, TD Jakes and all these people on TV. How could this stuff be not true? And all this stuff is going on. So it's tough for people to accept that because you don't understand. But if you don't ever do the research, you're never going to understand. You're going to be accepting something that deep down, it's not true, which is why you don't follow it for real. It's why you're here. Because if you're here on YouTube looking at these videos, you're basically, going against the Bible, and you're basically sinning because you're doubting. And a lot of people are here because they have doubts. They want to understand. You want validation for what you're following. So this is where it comes down to research. And people will tell you in the comment section all day long what they've studied, what they've read, and what makes sense. And what makes sense is, common sense. I'm grown ass man. You're not going to convince me that donkeys and snakes can talk. It's not going to happen. You're not going to convince me that a grown ass man could survive 3 days in a big fish. So these stories must be esoteric. And then when you start to trace this stuff back, you can see what it's talking about. As I said, if Jesus walked on water, that means he can fly. Then he would have flew his ass away from the crucifixion. If he raised people from the dead, that means he could save himself from, 2 pieces of wood and 3 nails. It don't make sense. So what is it talking about? And this is where we dig into it more. And as we dig, we see that more and more stuff traces back to ancient Egypt. So you guys call this Hoteps, y'all not born in Kemet, y'all think y'all Egyptian, and no, that's not what it's about. It's clearly obvious that when you start doing the research, it traces back to ancient Egypt. So what's in ancient Egypt? It's not like when we was growing up. Maybe for you guys' generation, the younger people, that Egypt was all in our face. Egypt was not, and we didn't know nothing about Egypt. It wasn't like shown the way it is now, unless you was into Earth, Wind, and Fire, and the older guys, they was esoterically putting in album covers and stuff like that. Smokey Robinson and all these guys, but we didn't know about it. To us, it was like, okay, the pyramids almost seemed like a myth, like not real, some TV stuff. But then you start looking into Egypt, and then you start seeing, what's there and how. We can look at the Bible and tell this has to be where it came from because what's in Egypt is older. Now, if you want to believe that the Bible is older because that's what it says, then that's what you choose to accept. But there's absolutely no proof that the Bible is older than what's in Egypt, except for what the Bible says itself. So you can't simply go on the book itself because it's in question and we don't have the originals. So most of you guys don't know that we don't have the original books of the Bible. We don't have them. We have to rely on Rome and what Rome says and what the Greeks told us, because the Greeks is the one who basically has the inception with biblical religion as far as manuscripts and writings. So when we go and did that research, when we look, we've seen the letters of Orestes, LXX, the Septuagint, which your preacher has absolutely no clue about, majority of them. So we look at this and we say that, okay, well, supposedly 70 Hebrew elders came and wrote this, Greek manuscript translated from Hebrew, but we don't have the Hebrew manuscript. And most Jews will tell you that never happened. Then we go further into research and, it was proven that, this was a 2nd century, 3rd century fake by Jews. So what that means is basically we have absolutely no proof, concrete proof of the Bible, except for the Septuagint, which we only have a fragment of. And when you read LXX and you understand real Greek history, which we're going to talk about a lot real quick, doesn't fit. Doesn't fit with Greek history and the way things were going. One of the things, for instance, is the Greeks allowing the Jews to keep their religion and practice it, but at the same time going out and spreading Hellenization, which doesn't fit with them just saying, okay, you can do what you want to do. We're going to basically spread this stuff and everybody is going to be subjected to it except for you guys. Doesn't fit. So if the Greeks and Romans are the ones who's given us this biblical religion, we have to look at their history and see what it's talking about. And when you go into Greek history, you see what happened. You see what happened with the Greeks being in ancient Egypt. So that gives you something right there. Since we're seeing this connection between ancient Egypt and the Bible, and then we see that the Greeks are the one who first gave us the Torah or the Pentateuch, then it's something that we have to look into. So the Greeks were in the ancient Egyptian empire, right? Then we had the Persians come and take it over. Then we had the Greeks come and conquer the Persians. And the question is, one, we know ancient Egypt was full of black people. So we understand this. Then we know the Greeks were being taught by the ancient Egyptians. So common sense would say, well, okay, you know, you're supposed to be our friends, our allies. We were conquered by this nation, by this people, and then you conquered them. Can you give us our country back? And that's not what the Greeks did. The Greeks then went on to conquer and enslave the ancient Egyptians and, you know, forced them to basically worship them. So what we have is proof. We have facts. And this is from the Cairo Museum when I went to Egypt. This is not Jesus. This is long before Jesus. This is Serapis. And we have proof that, one, the Greeks tried to get the ancient Egyptians to worship them as gods, worship their images as gods. So we have Serapis Christos here. We also have Zeus Ammon. And we have proof that these Greeks tried to get black people to worship them as God. So when we see this, and then we see the fact that Serapis looked like Jesus Christ, you have to dig deeper and see what's going on here. So now, also, as you dig deeper into the Bible, you start doing research on just the stories, because we don't have any concrete proof for the Bible. Listen carefully. I don't care what you've seen. You know, there is no 100% proven proof for the Bible. The Bible has never been proven. If it was, we'd all be Christians. There's no proof. There's only speculation and there's evidence. Understand, there's evidence. Evidence is not proof. It's not truth. Let me say that. It's not truth. It's not proven. You can have evidence that somebody committed a murder, but then when you get to court and there's a whole trial, that person can get off because the evidence didn't hold up to scrutiny. It didn't hold up to cross-examination. Plain and simple. Evidence is not truth. So they have evidence that Jesus existed. No proof. They have evidence that the biblical Hebrews were real. And that's a big issue. Start doing the research on the biblical Jews. We don't have any proof that the biblical Jews existed. And I mean the Jews that are in the Bible who supposedly went out and did all the conquering. So when you start following the story of the Jews and them going out and conquering, you see that, wait a minute, we can't find these people in history. If they did all this conquering, how come nobody talked about them? How come no civilization outside of the Bible, no real civilization spoke about Hebrews going out, these Israelites going out with an Ark of the Covenant and conquering? So we've been seeing in our life, you know, these depictions of the Ark of the Covenant. And then we found out in Egypt, they had the Ark of the Contract. They had something that looked exactly like what we've been seeing and what they've been showing us. And we can't ignore this. See, y'all got to get your mind right because, one, y'all seeing that for our entire life, they've been showing us white Jesus. All of a sudden, a few years past, people get some information. They say, well, Jesus couldn't possibly be white. He was black. He had to be black. And then y'all say, well, Jesus was black. And then people are more jumping into the religion because they believe Jesus was a black man, forgetting that we got this from white folks. We got this from them. And it's not that they hid and changed the fact that the real Jesus was black, because then you have to think about it. Well, you have faith and you believe in God, and God killed and destroyed all these people in the Bible. Why didn't he kill these people? Why didn't he do something to these people? How are they able to, for hundreds of years, thousands, go and basically portray Jesus Christ in their image? And he looked like something else, and do everything that they've done. Because when you go and look at the Roman Empire, they broke every single commandment. They did everything against the Bible while they was trying to push the Bible. So we got to look at that. So you have that. You have the fact that we have this history, this crazy history of the Greeks going out and conquering the way that they did. So we know we have the wars of the Diadochi, which is the wars of Alexander's successors when he passed, when he died. So what did they do? They went out and they conquered Northern Africa, Europe. And I've shown you guys in previous videos how we had black European kings. We have Moorish kings throughout Europe. This is stuff that they swept under the rug. So we're showing you, understand what we're trying to say, hear us out. We can show you, they'll tell you, not just black folks, white scholars. We have proof that there were black kings, black royal families, right? And we have proof that they went out and conquered and took our stuff. Then you look in the Bible and what are the Israelites doing? God tells them in the Bible, I need you to go and basically, he says, I have an inheritance for you. All you got to do, you got to go kill all the people and take it. Think about that. So he's saying, you know, in the Bible, go and kill the Hivites and the Girgashites and the Perizzites and the Jebusites. Go kill all these nations. Take their stuff, divide it up amongst yourselves. And slavery is not a problem. And then we look at our history and it's exactly what we've seen. So then we go and we trace back in the Bible. Bible name all these people. And we see that they trace back to Ham, the biblical Ham, which Ham traces back to Cush, which is Ethiopia. So they're telling you in the Bible that these lands, these tribes that were wiped out and had their stuff taken were from Africa, were African tribes, black people. And it's like, oh shit, well, wait a minute. So we dig deeper and we see that the Greeks are basically telling their story in the Bible esoterically. And it's done to justify what they've done to us. So we can say, well, yeah, you know, it wasn't just black people that wasn't enslaved, but we know that. But look what happened to us and where everybody else is. So if anything, you have to at least think, what the fuck is up with us?